Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another basketball video, and today I'm going over my NBA playoff predictions for the 2022 NBA playoffs. I made a power rankings video yesterday, and I made a playoff prediction video a while back, over 2 months ago now. That there's been a lot of changes in the standings and in everything else around the NBA since the video, so I wanted to make an updated one right before the playoffs start. Just to go over this first, this video is coming out before the play-in has been decided, because I wanted to get it out as soon as possible. But I do expect both Cleveland and the Clippers to come out of the play-in in the 8th spot, but I don't see any of these teams making it past the first round, especially playing Phoenix and Miami. So even if one of the other teams does win the play-in, I don't expect them to do anything in the playoffs. That being said, let's get into the predictions. For the seeding in the East, I have, this is the current seeding in the East. We have the Heat at the 1 seed, Celtics at the 2 seed, the Bucks at the 3 seed, the 76ers at the 4 seed, the Raptors at the 5 seed, the Bulls at 6, Nets at 7, and Cleveland will presumably be 8 if they win the play-in. Celtics, Bucks, and 76ers all have the same record, but the Celtics have the best tiebreakers of the three. And although the Toronto Raptors are in 5th place, they've been playing very strong recently. In the West, we have Phoenix at number 1. We have the Grizzlies at 2. We have the Golden State Warriors at 3. We have the Dallas Mavericks at 4. We have the Utah Jazz at 5. We have the Denver Nuggets at 6. Timberwolves at 7. And Los Angeles Clippers presumably at 8 if they win the play-in. Phoenix Suns have had a phenomenal season. They have the best record in the West and the best record in the league. The Suns and the Grizzlies actually both have better records than any team in the East. The Grizzlies have 55 wins, and the Suns, the Heat, who are in 1st place in the East, have 53. The Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors have both had phenomenal seasons. The Warriors had a better first half, but the Mavericks are coming on strong in the second half of the season. The Jazz have fallen a little bit, but they're still in 5th place, and the Timberwolves have been making a strong effort to get into the playoffs and look like decent contenders as well. In the first round in the East, I have the Heat beating the presumable 8th seed 4-1. I think that if Charlotte or Atlanta gets in, I think that Miami will probably win 4-0, but I think Cleveland can probably take a game off of them if they do get in. I have the Celtics beating the Nets 4-2. I have us upsetting Brooklyn in one of the games in Brooklyn, but I have the Nets winning 2 games at home, and I don't have the Celtics losing any at home. I have Milwaukee beating Chicago 4-1. I have them upsetting Chicago once at home and beating them in their 3 home games to start off the playoffs. And I have the 76ers losing to the Toronto Raptors 3-4. I have this game going to 7, and in the last game in Philadelphia, I have the Raptors winning. I think that this game is the game where if there's going to be a lot of weird games where there's away games lost and away games won and home games lost. I think this will be the series. I think that this one will be a shootout on both sides. The Raptors have been playing really phenomenal basketball recently, but the 76ers have a lot of firepower on their team, so I'm expecting that to be a really good series. Round 1 in the West, I have the Suns beating the presumable 8th seed 4-0. Whoever gets the 8th seed, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's the Spurs, or whether it's the Pelicans, I don't see any of those teams. I don't see any of them winning any games, honestly. I think that it'll be a 4-0 series. I have the Grizzlies beating the Timberwolves 4-2. I think that the Timberwolves will put up a fight. They might even win 3 games, but I think the Grizzlies overall have a stronger, more consistent team this season and will win the round. I have Golden State winning 4-3 over the Nuggets. I think that the Nuggets have a very strong team. They've been very consistent this year, but Golden State is better, and they have Steph Curry. So I think that they'll probably secure all of their home games. There might be a flip-flop somewhere in there, but I think that Golden State will probably secure all of their home games and the Nuggets theirs. In the Mavericks-Jazz, I have the Mavericks beating the Jazz 4-2 in the series. The Mavericks are playing better basketball right now. they rightfully claim the 4th seed after having an amazing second half of the season, similar to the Celtics, where they're both about 17 and 20, and then now they're both have over 50 wins. So phenomenal second half of the season to the Mavericks. I think that they're going to go on to do well. Round 2 in the East, I have the Heat beating the Raptors 4-2. I think the Raptors will put up a fight, but I think Miami ultimately will win the series. And I have the Celtics beating Milwaukee 4-3. I have the Celtics winning all 4 home games and Milwaukee winning all 3 home games. I think that the 2 seed versus the 3 seed is going to make a big difference here. And that last game of the season where Milwaukee lost and rested all of their starters is going to come back and bite them. They might not have to play the Nets in the first round because of that, and I think that was part of the reason why they did that, was because they were like, okay, either we don't play the Nets or we get the 2 seed, but then again, I think that it's going to come back and hurt them come the playoffs when the home field advantage really matters. In the West, I have the Suns beating Dallas 4-1. Dallas does have a strong team, but I think that the Suns are just going to demolish them. And then I have the Grizzlies beating the Golden State Warriors 4-3. The Grizzlies are the second best team in the West, arguably the second best team in the league, although I think that I would give that to either the Celtics or the Heat right now. But the Grizzlies have a fantastic team, consistent team, and have been beating the Golden State Warriors 4-3. In the Conference Championship, I have the Suns beating the Grizzlies 4-2 and the Celtics beating the Heat 4-3. I think that the Celtics, although they have had some injuries recently, once Williams comes back in round 2 and they have some time to rest up, I think that the Celtics will have a very strong series against the Heat. I think that there might be a flip-flop in here. I don't think the Celtics will win all 4 home games. I think that the Heat will give them a run for their money, maybe even go up to 3-2, but I think that the Celtics ultimately will win the series with a record of 4-3. I have the Suns beating the Grizzlies 4-2 in the Conference Championship round. I think the Grizzlies do have a chance to win this series. I think that they could even get 3 or 4 games without too much difficulty, honestly. They do have a very strong team. And although the Suns have had the most dominant playoff season, the most dominant regular season, the playoffs are a different story. The Suns do have experience from last year in the playoffs, but I think that overall they have a better chance of winning than the Grizzlies do, generally speaking, and I think that they will win that round. In the NBA Finals, I have the Suns beating the Celtics 4-3. I flip-flopped on this a lot of times. I went back and forth trying to decide who I wanted to put as the winner. I think that my bias as a Celtics fan is the reason why, but the Phoenix Suns have been the most dominant team this year, and it hasn't been close. I mean, the Celtics have given them a run for their money in the second half of the season, but the first half of the season was all Suns, and the second half of the season was all Suns, with some pretty solid play by the Celtics. The Celtics have also been hurt by injuries recently, meaning that a couple of the big games that I would have liked to see us do well in against the Heat and against Milwaukee, we ended up losing due to injuries. But generally speaking, I think that the Celtics and the Suns are the 2 best teams in the NBA currently, and I think that this will be the NBA Finals. I think it's going to be a very strong finals with a lot of flip-flopping. I don't think home court advantage is going to make much of a difference at all if this is the matchup of the finals. I think that although home court advantage is strongest in basketball than it is in any other sport, I do think that if this is the finals, it's going to be all out, and home court advantage really won't mean a lot. It'll be the momentum of the series that will mean more. So, 4-3 Phoenix is my final prediction for the NBA Finals over the Celtics. These are my playoff and finals predictions. I'll probably do a new one at the end of round 1, or I might do some individual game predictions videos. Let me know what you guys want to see for other NBA playoff content in the comments below. I'm glad to be making videos again. Hope you guys are enjoying them, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.